Time now for Better Money Boston. Joel Johnson is managing partner at Johnson Brunetti. And Joel, with the complexities around a modern retirement, how to plan, where do we start?
Well, this is going to sound a little bit counterintuitive than what you've heard before, Megan, but wave a magic wand and think about what you want. Actually, what we tell people is just sit down with a piece of paper or a workbook and write whatever you can write, what your dream retirement is. Forget about money for a minute and just build out the dream. And then that's a good place to start. Then we can back into financial planning, and we can also back into some of the details that need to be covered. But we want to know what your ideal is before we start planning for your retirement.
So it's really about starting with your goal.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's about starting with your goal and then getting down to some of the details. So the dream, the goal, and then things like, will you be able to maintain your health care? What will that look like? Will you be able to keep your insurance? Are you eligible for additional insurance, maybe through a former employer, through the VA or something like that? So that's really important. The other thing is, what are you going to need for yearly expenses? And the thing that's great about starting with the dream is a good financial advisor will help you figure out if you can actually achieve that dream by helping you figure out what your expenses are going to be.
Okay, so understand what you're going to need to cover those. What about income in retirement?
So another big question we get from people is, where do I draw my income from first? You could take money out of a 401k first, leave a pension alone. Maybe you leave your 401k alone for as long as possible. So you've got to figure out what your income sources are and where you should draw that money from first.
And Joel, you say our emotions come into play when deciding if we're ready to retire.
Yeah, retirement is a huge fundamental change. And what we want to do is take the worry out of the money part of it, because you're going to go through a lot of things when you step into retirement. Some people suffer from a loss of meaning because they've left their work. A number of things can happen. So you want to make sure that you are realistic about what's going to happen emotionally when you get that last paycheck.
Really good insights. And you have a free workbook on this topic, right?
Yeah, it's a great book. It goes to back where we started this segment, which was, what's your wish list? So people will want to get a copy of this, and it's just an opportunity to write through what your retirement wish list is. Wave a magic wand, write down your dream, and then we can help you achieve that dream.
And you can get that for free by going to bettermoneyboston.com. That's bettermoneyboston.com.